Good evening, everyone. If we could please be seated, we would like to begin the auspicious occasion.
She's fine. You might have to sit down. Let mommy sit down. Whoa. Detail. Hold. Right. Face.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Present. Colors. Right. Face. Forward. Arch.
You may please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the Bridgeton Public Schools family, esteemed board members and guests, and honored inductees, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, there we go. Thank you. I am Dr. Celeste L. Merriweather, proud superintendent of the Bridgeton Public Schools, and it is my honor to share remarks on this night of recognition and celebration as we gather for Bridgeton High School Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame dinner. Tonight we come together to honor individuals whose contributions have left an indelible mark on Bridgeton High School and the Bridgeton community, inspiring us all with their dedication, innovation, and passion. Each inductee being honored tonight has demonstrated exceptional talent, unwavering commitment, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. And tonight, we not only celebrate the accomplishments of these extraordinary BHS graduates, but also the enduring legacy they leave behind. Their stories serve as a testament to the power of perseverance, ingenuity, and the belief in one's dreams. As we embark on this memorable evening, I am proud to celebrate the achievements of these distinguished honorees, Mrs. Rebecca Guest and Mr. Salvatore Joseph Blandino Jr., affectionately known as Joe, as they join the ranks of the illustrious inductees of the BHS Alumni Hall of Fame. and to celebrate the spirit of excellence that unites us all. I am excited to now introduce you to Miss Erica Williams Mosley, President of the Bridgeton Board of Education, who will give the welcome and discuss the selection criteria.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to the Superintendent's Distinguished Alumni Bridgeton Hall of Fame induction ceremony. What a tongue twister. As the President of Bridgeton Board of Education and a passionate Bridgeton alum, it brings me great joy to address you all tonight. I extend my gratitude to all the family and friends present, joining us in this celebration for this momentous occasion and showing support to each of our esteemed inductees. Now, you may be curious about the criteria to receive this prestigious award. Allow me to shed some light on this. The criteria for the induction into the Superintendent's Distinguished Alumni Bridgeton Hall of Fame are as follows. The nominee must be a graduate of Bridgeton High School. The nominee must demonstrate outstanding contributions to the community through professional and community service. It is important to note that posthumous nominations are limited to 1 per year. Current members of the selection committee are ineligible for nominations. These guidelines ensure that our Hall of Fame recognizes individuals who have not only excelled in their own endeavors, but have also made significant positive impacts in the community. So I would like to say welcome and congratulations to the inductees of tonight.
Thank you very much. We will now have former colleagues who turned into friends, Mrs. Christy Lancaster and Mrs. Joyce Smith, now come to honor our first inductee, Ms. Rebecca Guest.
So tonight, we have the honor of speaking on behalf of Ms. Rebecca Guest. She was truly an innovator in education. Before terms like social emotional learning, holistic teaching, and student-centered instruction were buzzwords of education, she was putting them into practice in her own classroom and then later within her school. No obstacle was too great for her to overcome if she thought an experience or opportunity would benefit her students or her staff. She was selfless. She gave up her personal time to act as an advocate for children who had no voice as she served on the Cumberland County Child Placement Review Board. Even after she left the classroom for administrative roles, she always considered herself a teacher first. Her students were always of the utmost importance to her, which is why she set up a scholarship fund for students of Bridgeton who wanted to pursue a career in education. She loved telling stories and spending time with those who were important to her. At her memorial, attendees were given a pack of forget-me-not seeds to plant in her honor. I consider tonight another opportunity to show Miss Guest that we truly forgot her not.
I met Ms. Guest in 1997. She sat across from me at a conference table with a panel of administrators interviewing potential teacher candidates. Following that interview, Ms. Guest hired me to be one of her newest teachers to join her beloved staff at Indian Avenue School. That day was the beginning of a relationship that spanned over the next 24 years. Ms. Guest graduated from Bridgeton High School. She started her career as a teacher at Cherry Street School, moved on to become a curriculum coordinator, then assistant principal, and finally a building principal at both Indian Avenue and Broad Street School. Ms. Guest served just 3 months shy of 50 years of service to Bridgeton Public Schools. She was a founding member of the Alpha Delta Kappa Chi chapter and worked tirelessly as a member of the Cumberland County Child Placement Review Board for over 30 years. 5 of those years, she acted as the chair of the board at the state level. Ms. Guest loved and dedicated her life to Bridgeton Public Schools. She treasured her students and cherished her staff. Some may say that she was tough, stubborn at times, and maybe even difficult. And yes, maybe at times she was. But that is because she was a believer and a fighter. She was an advocate, and she had courage. You could say Ms. Guest's whole heart was dedicated to serving her students, parents, and staff, and nothing was going to stand in her way of doing that. Beyond her tough exterior, her passion and love for the field of education was truly inspiring. I do not know anyone who loved their job more than Rebecca Guest. She supported her staff and encouraged them to reach their full potential, inspiring so many of us throughout the years with her kind heart, committed work ethic, and strong-willed determination. She pushed her staff to further their education and contribute more of their talents to our field. She always had time to listen. She loved to tell stories, giving heartfelt advice, sometimes some tough love, and if you needed a pick-me-up, there was always a Century Bakery cookie or a piece of candy from her candy jar. Ms. Guest loved her students, and she wanted to provide additional experiences that they may not otherwise receive or have the means to have. Some of these things included water safety swimming lessons, visits to the manor to read and entertain the seniors in our community. She incorporated puppet and laser shows for her students. She had the best field days. They included train rides, snow cones, inflatable slides, face painting, and even ponies. She touched and influenced so many lives. Many people dream of the day that they can retire, but not Ms. Guest. She served the Bridgeton Public School system up until her health declined, and her role as principal and serving the students in the city of Bridgeton was Ms. Guest's absolute true love. That continues even after her living years through a generous scholarship fund set up by Ms. Guest for Bridgeton High School seniors that plan to pursue a career in the field of elementary education. Thank you for allowing me to speak about my former principal, my mentor, and my very dear friend. Thank you for honoring Ms. Guest tonight. Congratulations, Becky, on this well-deserved honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. I just would like to present to you two, for Becky, Bridgeton High School Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame, Rebecca Guest, educator, administrator, community leader, class of 1967. She loved that we said that, didn't she? In recognition of her outstanding commitment to the community through professional and/or community service. Date of induction, March 24, 2024. Picture time. Thank you. All right. We will now have Mrs. Kim Pastirko Blandino, beloved wife of Mr. Joe Blandino. She will come to the front to honor our second inductee.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I just found out Tuesday morning that I had to speak, and it was supposed to be brief because Joe's going to talk next, and we know how long that'll take, so I'll try to be brief. Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing my husband, Salvatore Joseph, or Joe Blandino Jr., who is being inducted this evening into the BHS Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame. Anyone who knows Joe knows that he has dedicated his life to the Bridgeton Public Schools. He is a proud member of the class of 1969. After he graduated, he continued his education at Glassboro State College and then returned to Bridgeton Public Schools in 1974 to teach physical education in the elementary schools. We can't call that gym anymore. We all know that Joe loves talking about his time at Bridgeton Public Schools as a teacher and as the athletic director. Many of you, as have I, have heard his many stories over the years, which further supports how much pride he has been a Bulldog. I won't go into many of his stories, just the ones I've heard over and over. Like how he ate his lunch in his car while traveling from elementary school to elementary school because he was the only gym teacher, or how he wrote the first ever physical education curriculum because there was not one at the time. I could go on, and so can Joe. In 1985, Joe had the opportunity to take the position as the athletic director for the boys' athletic teams. He continued his position and eventually took over as the athletic director for all of Bridgeton Public Schools until he retired in 2011. During his time as the athletic director, Joe went to great lengths to ensure the students of Bridgeton had the same opportunities as their opponents. The mission he instilled into the Bridgeton athletic programs was to lead the student athletes to achieve their goals while helping them foster a lifetime of success, both academically and athletically. Bridgeton High School Athletic Program received the Sportsmanship Award multiple times during Joe's tenure, and he expressed that this award meant more to the athletic program than any championship team has won. This award demonstrates the character of the student athletes and their coaches. He believes that it takes more than just the coaches on the field to demonstrate sportsmanship. It is only achieved with the leadership of the teaching staff, the athletic trainer, the administration, and a supportive community that comes together. He was very proud to be part of the athletic department. Another great achievement of Joe's was his role in the building of the new stadium at Bridgeton High School. He was a member of the fundraising committee to ensure that all the necessary funds were raised to build the brand new stadium. In closing, Joe still lives in the community and enjoys interacting with former students, whether it's at sporting events at BHS, the grocery store, or the local bar. Joe loves Bridgeton and being a Bulldog, and I know he is very honored to be inducted into the Bridgeton Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame.
Without further ado, come on up, Mr. Blandino. Come on up. Bridgeton High School Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame, Salvatore Joseph Blandino Jr., educator, athletic director, community leader, class of 1969. In recognition of his outstanding commitment to the community through professional and/or community service, date of induction, March 21st, 2024.
I hear I'm gonna have to sit down for the speech.
Okay, fasten your seatbelts. First of all, I want to thank the Board of Education, the superintendent, the committee who made the selection for me to be up here tonight. And I just want to thank my family and all my friends who are here tonight to help me celebrate this honor. It's especially great to be able to share this time with Becky Guest. Becky Guest was quite an educator. I've known her for a long time. I know her father. Her father served on the Board of Education for every bit of 25 years. And she was the epitome of what education is all about. And it's quite an honor for me to share this spotlight with her tonight. And she just was, the best of the best when it came to education. I like to dedicate this night to my mom Angie and my dad Sally, because they're probably the reason why I'm standing here tonight. I lost my mom a long time ago in 1974, and she missed a lot of opportunities to see what I accomplished, what my sister accomplished, and her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And my
my grandchildren are here tonight, Chase, Lena, Mikey in Brooklyn, and they are a gift to me from my mom. And I have a mission to make sure they succeed in life and support them in everything they do, because that's what my mom would want me to do, okay? But it was Salvi. It was Salvi who took the bull by the horns. He raised me. He taught me how to be independent. He told me to make my own decisions. Roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty. Once in a while you might trip and fall, and that's okay as long as you get up, brush yourself off, and you learn from it. And he taught me what work ethic is all about, dedication, commitment, and respect. And all those things came into play in my career here at Bridgeton High School. And as Kim alluded and what she had to say, I was so proud of the accomplishments that this high school had during my time as a student. I walked these halls for 42 years. 4 years as a student and 37 as an employee and an educator. But I just was proud to say the most successful time of our athletic program was probably the years between 1980 and 2010. And like Kim said about the sportsmanship banners, I'm very proud of those things. We won a lot of championships. We had a lot of great kids, great coaches. I got some of them here tonight. Charlie Cates came tonight. Charlie was here, coached basketball for me for 23 years. And other people, I hate, you know, I fail to mention probably some, but growing up, I always wanted to be a Bulldog. And here I am. I'm in the showcase with probably the most prestigious and honorable Bulldogs that ever came through the school system. I remember when I was 8 or 9 years old, I had to get to the stadium by 11 o'clock to make sure I had a seat for the football games. Because the stadium would be packed back in those days. Of course, I wasn't been able to come until I pulled the weeds out of the flower beds, okay, and make sure the trash was empty. But I got to the stadium at 11 o'clock every time we had a home game to watch the Bulldogs play, right? And I would never forget watching Paul McGee, one of the cheerleaders on the track, cheering the Bulldogs on back in those days, and this is in the 60s, right? But probably one of my most successful times was the Bridgeton Relays, okay? We were able to build that relay up to 70 high schools from all in the tri-state area. I have a lot of my staff members here tonight to help me make that event a success. Pam, Linda, Kim, Felmy and Crilly, they're here. And Doug Rainier, the announcer. Doug announced for 30 years. He was the Bulldog announcer. Football, basketball, and the Bridgeton Relays. But it was very refreshing to me during my time to get the letters that I received from coaches that came here. I remember with Touchin High School came down here for the relays at St. Patrick's, and they'd never been down this way, but they heard so much about the Bridgeton Relays that they wanted to come, right? And they didn't have any idea how to get here because there was no GPS back then, right? And I told them if they went to the bay, they went too far, okay? And I remember one coach saying to me from North Jersey, his kids never seen cows before coming down here. But they loved the food that we had here at the Bridgeton Relays. But 70 schools back then, and it was a lot of work, and I put a lot of time into that, but it was very proud of the success that the Relays had during those times that I was AD, and I did that for 26 years. But it was the mystique that we had here at the school, and you know, in every school, high school has an athletic director, right? But I didn't want to just be the athletic director here. I want to be an ambassador to the school and the Bridgeton community. So being involved in all the different committees that I was chairperson of the Cape Atlantic Lake Banquets, first team All-Stars, this committee, that committee, because every time there was an agenda and they had my name on the agenda, Bridgeton High School was always attached to that, you know, and that made me feel like I was showcasing not for me, but for the school. And that was some of the contributions that I thought I was able to make while I was AD. But it was, you know, quite a time that I did all that. But with the relays and the sportsmanship banners and all the things that went on during here, but this was a great place to work. You know, I like to give some shout outs like Bob Sharp, who was my principal, who actually hired me for the position of AD. And even my teachers that I had back here back in the 60s, like Bill Guswaller, you know, this man wore a three-piece suit every day. I mean, you might think he just came out of Wall Street, but that was the persona he had to his students when he taught U.S. History 1 and 2 here. And Rita Sherman and Lenora Shepard. These are probably people a lot of you don't know, but they were my teachers, and I'm probably to say a lot more by other teachers, but they're the ones that got me started, you know, being a student here at the school, right? But like I said, I always wanted to be a Bulldog. Now I am a Bulldog forever, you know, and to be in that showcase and that spotlight out in the lobby with alumni that are surgeons, authors, scientists, ambassadors, and now me. I'm in that group of people. There's something to say with that word distinguished. The word distinguished puts an exclamation point on as to who you are and what you did. And I can't thank you know, my family for all the support that I had, going through a lot of, you know, not all the days were good. There were some tough days, but it takes a lot of time. Cindy's took my place after I retired, and she's got all kind of things on her agenda now, as the start of the new high school athletic hall of fame, which is coming very soon, and honor some of the past and great athletes we had here. She's instrumental putting that together now. I'm on her committee with her, but it was just, I don't know, it was just a great time to have everybody come here. But in my twilight years, I got a job with the Freitag Funeral Home. Okay, and Kenny's here tonight, Kenny Freitag, which the Freitag family done an awful lot of this in this community and this school itself as well. But I've been there 8 years, and Kenny called me one day and he said, "Will you be interested in being my greeter?" And I said, "Well, sure." He says, "Listen, you're a Blandino. You have a strong family history in this community." He said, I can really get anybody as a greeter, but I'd like to have you. You worked at Bridgeton High School for 37 years. A lot of people know who you are. And when people walk through my front door, you know, I would like to see them see a familiar face, because they're already distressed and upset as why they're coming here. But seeing you can take a little bit of the edge off of that. He says, and I want people to be comfortable coming to my funeral home, and you can make that happen. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I do. But I do have one little story before I close with you. A young man came into the funeral home one day, right? And he says, "Hey, Mr. Blandino, how are you? It's been a long time." And I'd say he was about 45 years old. He shook my hand and he says, you remember me?" And I said, "Nah, I don't quite remember you." He says, "Well, you were my sex education teacher at the high school." I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah, you did a lousy job. I got 7 kids." Well, needless to say, can anyone take the edge off of things? Everybody cracked up in the foyer. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to end everything that way. Once again, I want to thank everybody. I mean, this was quite an honor, and I want to wish Mike and Maria Gamari a 32nd anniversary today. Yeah. So I got a round of applause for Gamari. And thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Before I turn it back over to Dr. Merriweather, Superintendent, I wanted to take the time out to acknowledge the board members that are also here tonight. I would like them to stand. Dr. Colleen Turner and Dion Edwards. We do have some board members that are absent, but without them, this process would not have been able to be done tonight, so I wanted to take the time to acknowledge that.
All right. You kind of threw me for a loop with the fry tag. I was like, oh, okay. We will now have Mr. Joseph Saleo, the Director of the Board of County Commissioners, now present the honorees or their representatives with the citation.
Just gonna make the real quick night. Can we have the two ladies, Christine?
Certainly. Ms. Lancaster and Ms. Smith.
I was gonna say, keep them up there, I could get it done quick.
Oh, that's all right. We got that.
Ladies, how are you? First of all, I feel slighted that I didn't know this guest. She sounds like a wonderful woman, 50 years of service. I have 3 teachers in my household, and they always tell me what I don't know. So I understand some of her hard-headedness and so forth, but 50 years of experience and 50 years of dedication is above and beyond what's acceptable in this world today. Most teachers want to leave after 25 years and get out. I mean, I know how hard it is for all of you. So in recognition of Ms. Gus and the county commissioners of Cumberland County, I'd like to present this proclamation and commendation to you. If you don't mind. Please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And for our second commendation, Joseph, come on up. This guy and Joe were all alumni at Glassboro State College, I saw. So, yeah, so, and he's not kidding either, by the way. I'll say this. When I first came down to South Jersey, they said, start out yesterday to get down here today. I mean, it's a long ride. As a matter of fact, I used to live in Metuchen, so anyway, with a presentation again from the commissioners of Cumberland County, a commendation of your service, sir. It's an honor to meet you, as well as, unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to meet this guest, but you're in good company. You do a fantastic job from what I understand. And also, I understand now you're working for the mayor, in a sense. I hear you do a great job with that too. So again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. Want to do that? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay. I think that we can all agree that giving one their flowers while they're here to receive them is what's most important. So I really want to thank all of us for being here. I know Ms. Guest, we couldn't give her flowers then, but I'm grateful that we were able to do that now. And I remember Ms. Guest working with her, and when she would get spicy, I would say, "Oh, Rebecca." And she would laugh and say, "Don't do that." And then she'd give us her delicious rice pudding. If we remember that, oh boy, those pounds are still here. Darn you, Becky. But I just really appreciate everyone's beautiful words. Right now, what we're going to do is, and it was supposed to be as the alma mater is being played, but I guess they are taking a slight break, so we're going to keep going. We're going to move to the lobby for the unveiling of the showcase. Directly after the unveiling, we will move to the West Cafeteria for dinner. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, the alma mater is going to play. It's going to play electronically. So thank you. I also want to thank some distinguished people in the audience. Madam President has already thanked, specifically the board. I would like to thank Mr. Albert Kelly, our mayor, is here with us. So Mayor Kelly, thank you. And the Honorable Demetra Patad is with us tonight, so thank you so much. So if we would like to play, and we're going to move as we're just going to listen to, we're going to let it envelop us a little bit, and then we can move on. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. Those Brixton High School. Moving on, everyone, if we can move right to the unveiling.
Okay, everyone, so this is the culmination of the evening. Right afterwards, we will have dinner, but without further ado, we're going to unveil.
Is there a jump rope?
We have one now. And 1, 2, 3. Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So everyone take your pictures, enjoy, and then please meet us in the West Cafeteria for dinner.